What is up, everyone? We'll wrap up the last of the three thoughts for today with the Forma Soul Packs. Now, as some of you know, the Forma Soul Packs is 60 orbs and 1 Forma Soul for $30. I've heard people complain about this, but, I mean, you know, with the usual complaints. Is it really, that evil? Is it bad? Well, in my opinion, this actually is not so bad. Because when you think about it like this, right? When you go to regular purchase orbs, you see that, hey, you get 50 orbs for 27. So you might actually even get a better value on orbs if you were to, buy this. Of course, I mean, free-to-play players can't benefit from it, but, well, I can understand why they want to find some other means of monetizing. Maybe that might even help save the game, because honestly, no one wants to see more goddamn power creep. I'm sure, even the devs think that, oh, you know what, maybe we might have overstepped a bit. Nah, probably not. But still, I like that they actually are thinking about other ideas to monetize the game, rather than, well, let's just power creep more units over and over again. Honestly, like I said before, with the Fei Pass, if it wasn't for the quality of life thing, it's a perfect thing that they added to the game. The skins and the two dual stats, like I said, the 2 dual stats doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, it would be kind of nice if it was given for free, but at the end of the day, the 2 dual stats really doesn't matter, due to the same problem that we already deal with, the power creep. It only brings you up to Gen 3. Right now, we're already dealing with Gen 4, so those guys are already behind, even with the update. It's really stupid. And not to mention, I mean, you get 2 to all stats, not, oh, I want 5 in attack and 5 in speed. You can't even allocate them. So, at the end of the day, it's not all that special. It's not like well-placed stats that you see with 160 BST for like Scythia, or like for some other creatures like Annette, who has what does she even have, 175 BST now? I don't even know, but her BST is all over the place. It's absolutely crazy. Any rate, so I like the idea that they are finding other ways to monetize the game. So maybe, hopefully, we can finally slow down on the whole power creep thing. I think it'll benefit everybody if we do that. I mean, I also like the idea that, they're doing the skill shop with the toilet paper. That, they didn't have to do that. I mean, they should, but they didn't have to. They haven't done it, and finally they've decided to actually do it. Even if it's a little expensive, at least it's a step in the right direction. And so, I believe that these Forma Soul Packs is a good thing to have. Like I said, it doesn't screw free-to-play players over. It's just a little option that you have. Now, what this thing is that, hey, look, you get to get a Forma Soul if you were to... you get to have a Forma Soul if you spend $30, and then at the end of Hall of Forms, you get to pick one of them, and you're going to turn them into a real hero by giving them a soul. Now, of course, one of the most important things is that they don't get to pick their IVs, and you can't merge them into your existing hero. However, you could merge your existing heroes into them. So you could essentially treat it kind of like one extra merge if you so desire. It's just that they don't have IVs. Well, I suppose they'll probably get the whole benefit with getting 3 more BSTs, so we'll get I don't know, something like HP, attack, and speed for Leaf. Or maybe defense. It's possible. He does have pretty decent defense. But anyway, not having IVs does kind of suck, especially for combat type units, though you could live with it. It's not like back in the day where, hey, I suppose back in the day maybe it actually might be better. See, back in the day we had to deal with Banes. Now with neutrals, you usually pick a neutral IV because you don't want to deal with Banes. So neutrals now may actually not be as good, but you still get 3 extra stats in your primary stats. So I mean, it's kind of like having dual boons or dual assets, sort of. I mean, it's only 1 point, but still, it's there. And I think that neutral IV is not so very bad. You just can't specialize your units or customize them the way you want to, but the difference is not that big. Listen, I use Ultimate Magic Bike, and I don't have plus attack, and I don't have plus speed on them. I have plus res. It makes them balance. It maybe would have been better if I had plus speed, but it doesn't really matter, because you can just hook up to some other dude, and he'll give you the speed, and that's all I need. Dude, my Ultimate Magic Bike outspeeds like legendary arms and beats them to death without plus speed. So neutral IVs is not so very bad. Now, getting to pick one at the end with your Forma Souls is pretty nice. I think you get to pick another one. You just can't pick the same character twice, so you can't merge them right away. Now, I think that this might even be who we will play as next, given this. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna end up seeing Leaf. Seeing Leaf, we're gonna end up seeing Finn. We're gonna end up seeing Reinhardt, and we're also gonna see Owen for the next one. I feel like this is just preview already of our next Hall of Forms. Maybe this will also give us more Hall of Forms to play around in the future. If this is indeed the next one, I don't even know who I would pick, honestly. Probably the Sword Reinhardt. I don't know. You know, the other thing about this is that you can't skill inherit from them. You know what? That's perfectly reasonable. You can't merge them. You can't skill inherit them. You can merge into them. But this is perfectly reasonable because, you know, if you're lucky, you get some really premium skills out of this. I mean, like, even before the orbs, that in itself, a $30 hero that you're guaranteed to have with really premium skill fodder, that is amazing. That is actually a very good deal because some of these fodders are very rare. They're expensive. They don't even show up sometimes. They just don't show up in banners. So having those in your unit is actually kind of nice. And then eventually, hey, you know what? I want to build this unit for real. Okay, well then just merge the ones you summon into this guy. And now you have a new plus 10 unit. And what's wrong with him? Well, I guess he doesn't have IVs and his stars are blue. But he'll be built up and he'll be kind of cool. Still, I mean, you have to make a conscious decision. I mean, it's still a neutral IV character. You're not going to have a character the best it can be, but you will at least have a powerful unit on your side. I mean, another thing I want to talk about with regards to monetizing this game is that, you know what? Free-to-play players, they complain about things a lot, but I think that there is no game modes that you could play that you can't play in this game. You could beat just about everything in this game with free-to-play units. Sure, maybe, yeah, you can't go and climb to, like, tier 27 or in Aether Raids, or you can't be in tier 21 in Arena, but you know what? Who gives a crap about that? It's a complete waste of time to chase after that. It's for people with tons of money. If you're not going to spend money, don't worry about it. And besides, there are some people who get a tier 27 with, like, free-to-play units in Aether Raids. It's, you know, free-to-play player units you can... Since Aether Raids doesn't care about your score, it's very possible. You could set up some stupid setup and ruin people's days. A +0 unit to plus 10's difference is 4 to all stats. 4 to all stats, while it is considerable, is not enough to matter when mechanics come into play. So, just like with merges for a neutral IV character, these stats, don't worry about it too much. Having a powerful unit with good mechanics more than makes up for it. Especially since, hey, listen, these guys have neutral IVs, right? You could use it to, let's say we have other choices, like Annette, for example. Annette doesn't need IVs. Annette actually has pretty flat stats across the, well, not a pretty flat, more like she has good attack and good speed and flat defenses. But that's because she has tons of PSD. So she could actually run a neutral IV very well. And another thing is that characters like Annette has really powerful supports. Hey, look, I touched someone, I rallied them, all of a sudden they can move 1 extra space. My cavalry can move 4 spaces, reach behind you and fuck you in the ass. That sort of stuff. So, you don't need merges for something like that. And that's what I think Forma Souls will really come into play for support units such as that. Now, unfortunately, these guys that you see here are all like combat units, but eventually I'm sure we'll run into something interesting that we would like to have. And I mean, they said that, what did they say here? They said that these souls, you can hold on to them if you don't like any of these 4 heroes. I mean, it's possible. Then you could just save it for another rainy day, and you see like, a character you build up really nicely, or, you know, say one day, oh yeah, I have this Leaf, I have Sandford Spade, I don't even have his main weapon. Now, you know what, I'm just gonna be like, screw it, I'm just gonna go and I'm just not gonna use my soul for him. So you have a choice in the matter. I like that. I was really kind of worried that you don't, but after reading it, that's a really good thing. I get really nervous about that, because if I can't use it at the end and I end up wasting it, that would be pretty bad. Though it would be kind of nice if they offer up a Forma Soul Pack at the end of Hall of Forms. Though I suppose that would be kind of overpowered. Free-to-play units, free-to-play guys would be really strong if they could do that every one. But I can imagine, though, they might, well, that might be giving them a little too much credit, but they might give Forma Souls out for free as a gift or something like that for free-to-play players at the end of some sort of event. You know, it could happen. And it sounds like a reasonable deal for me, honestly. It could happen. But yeah, new souls will remain in your possession, and maybe you form events to your army, so you don't even have to worry about it being lost or anything like that. Let's see now. When added to your retain any skills and levels. Now, I don't know what that means. That I want to find out. What I mean by any skills and levels. I assume that all the skills you've learned throughout the journey might be recorded. Though it also, from the looks of this, it also seems like Leaf, if he didn't get his legendary weapon, he might not actually he might not never get a legendary weapon. I don't know if you can actually learn from his skill list. Like, he might have it in his learning list, or it might just be lost completely. We'll have to find out once we actually get this Forma Soul thing. I might just, you know, bite the bullet and try it out, depending on the heroes that we get. Or maybe I'll just get it anyway, just hold on to it for later uses. Though it doesn't seem like we're gonna get like so super spectacular heroes. If only like CYL was here when we first got these Forma Soul things. That would be kind of nice. The CYL is really nice. And let's see, the second one was, oh, it was a mess. The second one was just like May and Boy and something stupid like that. And then there's a third one where we just did with Leywin. That was cool. Leywin is strong, but everyone else is like so this one, well, I think Sword Reinhardt probably would be a good bet. As much as I like Leaf is kind of like yeah. Sword Reinhardt at the very least. Hey, you know, maybe I pull distant counter. Maybe I might pull some other crazy ass skills. Hey, then, you know, you have this crazy brave attacking thing that can counter with Vantage. It's actually pretty nice. I mean, it's not Altina nice, but it's still pretty nice. So there's that. And of course, we also have recently just got a refinery for Owen. Not that it's any good, but hey, now you can get a copy of Owen if you so desire. I don't desire. Sword Reinhardt, if I was forced to make the choice, I would have picked him. But since I have Altina, I'll probably just hold on to it. Anyway, let's see. They cannot be used to hero merges, but heroes can be used to increase the Forma units merged. The Forma unit cannot be the source. The Forma unit cannot be create manuals. Makes sense to me. And Forma unit stats do not have assets and flaws, as we just discussed. So, I mean, I really think that this is a neat system. I think that this is a cool thing that they did for the Hall of Forms. I hope that eventually they actually add a story to it. And, I don't know, just some way to make it more interesting. Hell, they might even... Think about it like this, okay? Say the Hall of Forms is not just a series of training map. You get, like... If it was up to me, alright? If I run IS, I would have them design a world map, and and every time you go to a stage, you get to see lines of text about a story, about yada yada yada, kind of like how, whatchamacallit, the book thing, that stupid... what is it called? That stupid that book event where you have to go and collect stories. I didn't remember the name because I hate that mode. You just you don't even play the game. You just oh yeah, here, just go and gather some notes for 20 hours, and you get a story. Ooh, well, if you were to combine that into Hall of Forms, you get a nice story, you get a nice little map, and it's almost as if you get a new Fire Emblem game every time you play. And then at the end, you get a grand hero battle, and you kill the boss's ass, and then you get some kind of reward. That'd be really nice. Hey, that actually sounds really cool. Now, why can't they do something like that? Well, because they're not me. That's why. They don't have brain damage. They just want to make money. They just want to make money without putting too much effort. But, well, if you have brain damage, everything becomes a lot more colorful. So you may want to consider getting some. Anyway, so I think that would be really nice for the game. Still, the Forma Souls is a good system. So I'm not going to go and be like, blah, blah, blah. I'll take what I get for the moment. Hopefully, those guys from IS watches my stupid videos. I mean, they probably do. I have a feeling that they do. It's like they do the stupid things that somehow seems to materialize. Like my Selena Miku build with the whole Wadal thing and other shit like that. It just appears. Hopefully they will also include healers with pref weapons. I've been waiting for them. I've been talking about them. But anyway, man, I'm getting a little off tangent. Let's just hope that they improve Hall Forms, make it more common. I don't really like the whole every 2 months thing. There's a lot of stupid events in this game that I don't really care for. Like that book thing that I just said. What do you even do? You just make your units go and collect things for 20 hours. You don't even control their fight at the very end. It's so stupid. It's just the dumbest event ever. We should just trash that, like the defense relay of the past, and just make it into this grand Hall of Forms event. That would be really nice. We already have stories from that, and we already have Forging Bonds, which is actually pretty decent now. Before, we have some stupid ass stories where we just pander to Kieran or our main character, especially that stupid one with Loki and Aversa. That one was just the most cringiest thing I've ever read, and well, that was the last time they did that. And now we have quality storylines involving a talking barrel and the evil Fiora, and stalking the stalker that is Fjorm, so the stalker is getting stalked herself. I find that actually pretty amusing. Now imagine you're doing Hall of Forms, your allies, these souls, they're interacting with each other. That is actually pretty damn nice. Like I said, you can make miniature Fire Emblem games just like that, and I think if they were to do something like this, it would really increase the quality of this game. Something like this, just a little bit of fluff here and there, will increase the quality of this game. I don't know what these like investors, those guys who, those stockholders, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. All they do is like, oh yeah, this game is making less money now, so think of some way to make more money. That's all they even think about. Developers needs to, I don't know. I mean, we have a good idea right here, so why don't we try doing that, and you'll still make your money. I mean, you don't spend that much money. Just, oh yeah, have some artist draw a map. You're already doing forging bonds. You're already doing that stupid book thing. So I think something like that would help make this game a lot more interesting. And like I said earlier, the Forma Souls thing and even the Fate Pass itself is actually a decent step in the right direction, as long as you don't do things stupidly. As long as you don't make boneheaded moves like, oh yeah, hey, this quality of life thing is only for this Fate Pass. If they had just gone and just make it so it's like this, how this Forma Soul thing is set up, everything would have been just fine. But anyway, I once again have gone and talked too much on this topic, so we're going to end it with that. I thank you all for listening to my whole three ideas for today, my 3 thoughts. Now, I'm going to have to play through the dumb story for the next book chapter, and after that, I guess when I have some free time, I'll go and make the Ultimate Magic Bike videos, but from now on, I'll be focusing on Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and I'm going to be playing the Total War Three Kingdoms Boo campaign that comes out on the 11th. I don't have much time in my life anymore. Ever since I came in contact with these people, they're like, oh yeah, can you do these videos for us? And I'm like, okay, fine, I will. I just give me a little bit of time. And not to mention my own actual work, I've just been really busy. Still, I like talking about things like these, so I don't mind spending a little bit of time having little chats like this, talking about, the future of the game. It's actually kind of interesting. I wish that Burke is around more, but, well, Spinning Shark has his own things to do, and he also plays Arc Knight. I want to play Arc Knight really bad, but I don't have the time. Hopefully one day I will. Anyway, I thank you all for joining with me in this nice discussion. Until next time.